Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. This video was originally going to be about the Goboult Tenet Pro earbuds. I saw these on Instagram and thought they looked really nice, and I'm a great sucker for design, so I got myself a pair of these. And they are pretty good. They have ANC, they have a transparency mode, they sound pretty nice, their bass is very punchy and they have really good bass, the mic is decent, and the case generally looks pretty cool, which is the main reason I got it, and their geometry is cool as well. And apparently these have a 72-hour battery life, which I have not measured, but so far I have not had to charge this once, and I've had this for like a couple of days now. So the main issue with this video was that I didn't have a lot to say about the earbuds, and initially I thought the earbuds were bad because they sounded extremely muffled, and it essentially felt like somebody had wrapped a speaker in sponge. And I know why that was, because I knew it was not going to be as good or as well-rounded as the ones I already had, which were the OnePlus Buds 2R, which have served me for 4 years now. And I know why it was so behind the OnePlus 2R, but then I realized I wasn't really comparing them to the OnePlus 2R. What I was actually comparing them to were the Moondrop Chew 2s, which is why I remembered that I wanted to make a video about IEMs in general, and hence the title of this video. I'm going to combine these both and present a simple, short, a conversation that I want to have with you. Earbuds are pretty nice. My OnePlus earbuds were pretty good. They served me very well, and these Goboult earbuds are pretty good as well. The ANC for their price is generally good. The transparency works. There is like a slight amount of reverb to it, but it's pretty fine. The mic is good. The one on my OnePlus didn't work after a couple of years because it got clogged, and so yeah, the mic was never an issue for me. Like, there is no comparison because the mic doesn't exist on the OnePlus for me. But overall, they look nice, they are nice, their battery life is nice, they sound well enough, and they sound well rounded. But why did I think they were bad? Because of these. Because of my IEMs. Because of the Moondrop Chew 2s along with a DAC. Which, honestly, the sound difference is pretty insane. If possible, I'll whip up like an audio demonstration to show you like the comparison that you get. So I'll just play like an audio that you will hear from your device, and then I'll play a muffled audio which you will hear in analogous to that one, which won't be accurate, but it'll give you a feel of how the audio seemed like to me. And I love audio. I love the work that goes into audio, just in general, for like background audio, music, scores. A lot of my favorite tracks are from scores of shows, movies, games, and they are generally so good because they add so much life and so much emotions into shows and scenes that just cannot happen without music. And I honestly would feel a lot more from songs than I do with just the scenes. For example, listening to In a Pool by, from the movie, from the Chainsaw Man movie. It was pretty sad. It is pretty sad. It still hits me to this day. Listening to Last Sun from Superman. Listening to Bird Brain, which is not a very emotional song, but it does hype me up, I guess. And those are pretty good songs. And I love music, which is why when I got to college in first year, I heard about IEMs. I knew what they were. I knew that there were people who thought they were hearing aids at first, but that wasn't it. And I thought they were all transparent, and I thought they were just wired earbuds that wasn't really that good, or, wasn't really necessary. But I wanted to get myself a pair because I had high-res lossless audio from Apple Music, or actually Spotify was coming to India with the platinum, with the lossless. So, but their prices were too high, which is why I switched to Apple Music. Now, Apple Music gave me lossless, but I didn't have any devices that could take advantage of that, which is why I got myself a pair of IEMs. And I got these earbuds for around 1.8k, these for around 1.5, and I got these as a bundle, the Moondrop Chutus and the DAC, for about 3.5k, which honestly makes this so surprising that the IEMs are just way ahead. They are like a couple of classes ahead when compared to earphones in the same range, and that is also the reason why I didn't feel the need to get like better quality headphones or better quality earphones, because these are pretty good, and the only way to compete with these IEMs along with the DAC obviously is to get like something worth 20,000 or more, which is pretty insane when you look at the cost value of these, because this is generally such good audio for cheap. And I'm not just talking about these in particular. I also got one for my dad that I was able to get for 700, which is cheaper than any of these. It is less than half of what these earbuds cost me. That is still better than these earbuds, which is pretty insane because a lot of the people don't really know about it, or I thought it wasn't very accessible. But recently I've seen a lot of adoption in India, obviously, and I've also seen a lot of people use it in public, which does get me very happy and hyped, because I love these. I love IEMs, and there are also very expensive IEMs, but there are also very cheap ones. And I also want to, give a shout out to Headphone Zone, because that is where I got these from. And honestly, I think Headphone Zone is, India's biggest audiophile store, like at least online, that you can get stuff from, and they are pretty good. And yeah, so I got these from there, and these sound generally amazing. These fit in the ear so well. Their passive noise cancellation is so good that I genuinely cannot have them both in at the same time if I am trying to do something, which is pretty insane. Now, coming back to the earbuds, they sounded bad because I was comparing them to the Moondrop Chutus. The issue was that I was consuming audio through my IEMs on a regular basis before I got the earbuds. And when I switched to the earbuds, the difference was just drastic. This happened with me a couple months ago, almost a similar thing, when I was using the IEMs with my MacBook, and all of a sudden we went on a trip and I had to use my earbuds. And I thought the audio was extremely bad. It was so bad. The thing is, you don't realize how good the IEMs sound when you first put them on, because the upward shift is not very understandable. But when you downgrade is when you realize that these are generally amazing. And which is why I love my IEMs. I use them every day to listen to a lot of things, and they are generally perfect. And for a very reasonable price, or even for a low price, you can get very high-end audio that might be better than earbuds, or might even be better than whatever headphones you might get. So I suggest you give IEMs a try, because they are genuinely very good audio at a very reasonable price. And if you want to, I'm not sponsored, but check out Headphone Zone. They have some pretty good offers from time to time. So yeah, that is that from my side, and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll try to be more frequent. And obviously there are a lot of other things that I want to talk about, which I will do in the future. I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.